Hello and good evening to everybody. Welcome back to Devil's Den episode 5, brought to you especially by Footy Talk. First of all, before I introduce our guests or speakers today, please like, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter for more Footy Talk fan show. This is a show brought by the fans for the fans. Before I start off, we have a guest speaker here all the way from Singapore, Joel by Napshot Studio. Nice having you here.
Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for having me. It's always an honor to have been part of Devil's Den. And finally, I'm on board here in Devil's Den. So what's up, everybody? It's all about United. Let's go.
Yes, and we have another newcomer here, Yazid. Thanks for accepting the invite and being here, man.
Thank you, Vinod. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be with my fellow United fans. It's great to have a discussion with to see what do you guys think about United. So
Nice.
have a nice show today.
Sure. And last but not least, our returning trio, Serena, Dinesh, and Kevin. Welcome back, guys.
Thanks, Vinod. Hi, guys.
Good to be back.
Yeah, Dinesh seems to have some questions he needs to answer. Yes, was very confident the last show.
No, before that, if you realize a lot of people are wearing black today, more like they're mourning for the losses.
Yes.
We don't mourn, we move forward. So by moving forward,
Coming from you, huh?
yes, we don't mourn, we move forward. As we move forward, how do we move forward from the semi-finals curse? Is it a curse? Inexperience? Oh, 4 straight semi-finals. We reached there. It's a wall. It's a great wall of China, I assume. You can't move forward. Dinesh,
Right.
you mentioned a COVID team. Nothing. We are going to ace it. No issues. 4-1, 3-1, 3-0. Easy going. What happened to the easy going? We were easy done.
We were COVIDly repaired by City, if you ask me. Because when I saw the starting lineup by United, it was very clear that this was a mess. From the very go, it was a mess because we had a defender who was just not ready. We had a number 9 who never turned up. But again, this is my opinion. But I think maybe the rest. How about Joel? What do you think about the EFL game? I mean, personally, I think you have a few things to say about it.
I think first up, I've got to give credit to Ole, though. I think bringing us to a semi-final with such a team, I think it's not easy. So I think I've just got to give it up to them. But in terms of losing all semi-finals, that is a bit difficult to take. Looking at the City team, they didn't really have strikers, though. And but they were coming up, and it was wrong of us to actually write them off despite COVID and all this. It sucks to actually lose another semi-finals and to actually miss out in Wembley. I think Ole doesn't seem to know his centre-back pairing. I don't know why he started Victor Lindelof. That remains to be a question to be answered by all of us. I think all the fan base, they are still hoping that it would have been Bailly. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. As a United fan, we can only whine and complain and see how the team performs. But at the end of the day, you still never ever stop supporting United, though. So, yeah, that's about it.
Oh, thanks, Joel. That was a good one, actually. I mean, you spoke my mind now. Thanks a lot. But Yazid, what do you think? I mean, like this Lindelof dilemma. I mean, he is apparently our first choice centre back compared to Bailly. But what is lacking here? I mean, he has his good games, he has bad games. But what does it need or what does it take to actually improve that part of it?
I think he's been with United for 3-4 years. I think he signed with us in Mourinho's second season, and he should be used to the style of play of the Premier League or the English teams. So I think it's a matter of confidence, I guess. He has a good run of games where he is inseparable with Maguire. So to get his back injury, there might be something ruining his confidence there because he could not give his 100% because of his back injury, and maybe because playing through pain or being not 100%, I think that affects his game. But now that we have Bailly, I think Ole should not tamper with that pairing anymore because they seem Bailly and Maguire seems to be working very well. So to chop change your center halves, especially during a very important game, a semi-final, is not a good decision by Ole, in my opinion.
Yes, it. So, I mean, so are you telling me the problem at the back is Lindelof and not Maguire?
I think both of them sometimes they are susceptible to blunders, but as a pair, I think they've been quite solid. But what I meant by what I said earlier was that Lindelof has his back injury, and he has not been playing at 100%. I think he's been playing through the pain barrier, and I guess that makes the shaky pairing more shaky. So I think now that Ole has a strong and solid partnership with Bailey and also Maguire, I think it should always continue. And centre halves, I don't think you really need to rotate them because, I mean, they're just playing at the back, and it's rare that you see centre halves being rotated. So I guess I guess that was a pretty it was for me it's not a right decision by Ole. He should stick with Bailly.
But
Sorry, can I just ask something? Do you think, right, because Bay is prone to injuries, right? But do you think this could be a Ole's plan not to put him into this game or rest him?
Of
Or
course, of
probably,
course.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah, of course.
because he's the injury prone, so it's like it's better to lose him this match rather than losing him entire season back due to injuries or all that. But do you think this could be Ole's plan or something? Even though
Yeah.
it's a big game actually because of the semi, right? So what do you think
Yeah.
of this?
I see your point. I see your point exactly. But then again, Lindelof just got come back from injury. He just got back from his short layoff. I think a better game to play him is probably the Watford game to ease him back into the team. And Bailly has been, having a good run of form, so might as well just continue it for an important game, big game with City.
But
Okay.
what you think? Maybe okay, Kevin. Maybe I got a question for you. Do you think Ole took it lightly?
Yes, Dinesh.
Do
Sorry?
you think Ole took this game very lightly? The one against City. I mean, putting Lindelof in the middle there.
I think apart bar the centre back pairings, I think he did not take it lightly. I think if we see, I think for a solid maybe 1 hour or 50 minutes, we were actually defending pretty well. We cut Manchester City at their core. They were playing really well. But it was a set piece that was the downfall. So no, I don't think Ole took it lightly. It's just that, just to go back to what Vinod said, actually, was it Maguire who's the one who's at fault? And I think, yes, objectively speaking, that Manchester City match, that set piece especially, it was Maguire who let the ball go and Shaw also just slapped off, right? So this is just the two of them. It's not really what Lindelof did not do. It was what Maguire and Shaw did not do, right? But I do agree with Yazid that when you pair a centre back that are already shaky, that we know is shaky, that just gives the impression that you don't know who your centre backs, your best centre backs are. So they should have started. I think Ole should have. That the mistake was, I think, should have started with Bailly and Maguire, and that. So if we lost the game, we know we tried our very best.
Kevin, okay. First of all, we have a comment here. Hi, Mark. Thanks for watching. He mentioned Lindelof at 100% cost us at Europa. I mean, see, we all know what happened last year. It was Lindelof's mistake against the Sevilla's game. And yet, Ole went on to play him. Coming off from an injury, you had Bailey. Fantastic 3 games, you drop him off. But if you look at the bigger picture, I mean, there's a lot of focus going to Lindelof. But less focus going to Maguire. So let's just divert our attention to Maguire a little here. We can see how in the other half, Ruben Dias organized his defense. Out of bloom, you saw John Stones suddenly playing like a top centre half, which we didn't see for the last 2 years. But you don't see Maguire doing that role. You don't see him commanding at the back. Lindelof is someone who benefits from someone who can command him. So, again, Ole doesn't seem to learn from the mistake, I feel. Or we are repeating the same mistakes. I throw my best 11, and when he has Lindelof and Maguire pairing. Ole seems doesn't want to break it off. It's like, I'm going to play these two. Regardless who's on form, this is still my favorite duo.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe
So
we should play Bailly and Lindelof, right? And then try dropping Maguire for once.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You see, I think Maguire is. I think because he's the captain, and obviously we don't know what's happening in the dressing room. What kind of dynamics Maguire brings to the dressing room, and what kind of spirit he brings to the dressing room. But it's a given that Maguire will start. It's who pairs with Maguire instead of whether it's Bailly Lindelof or Maguire Lindelof or Maguire Bailly. Exactly, yeah, I agree. So I think perhaps we should point the finger at Maguire more. But if I were to justify Ole's decision, I think between Lindelof, Bailly, and Maguire has more aerial presence compared to Lindelof and Bailly, who is more a pacey centre back. So I think that might spur why Maguire plays and will pair with a different centre back. Yeah.
And he brings the ball forward better, I think.
A ball playing defender.
Centre backs. I think he's the best at bringing the ball forward. And I think that's the problem that we are having right now. United are having a problem at progressing the ball from the back. I mean, they try and play it from the back, but they just seem not to be able to progress it well. So we just keep on keeping the ball at the back without any penetration. So I think that's why we really need someone like Maguire to play, because Ole insists on playing from the back.
Okay. Yazid, we have a continuous comment from Mark here. Bailey and Lindelof, don't forget the Huddersfield game, guys. Yes, 2018. These two played. And we lost the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but what is lacking here? I mean, the key thing is we have reached the semis, but we are not progressing. And we have one comment here from Shade. Shade Faris, thanks for watching. Ole never lost a final. He wants to keep the record dearly. Oh, that's a good one.
I think okay, I'll just chime in there in defense of Maguire. I think you guys are going to hunt me down. Okay, so in terms of Maguire though, if you look at the game in the bigger picture, all right, I think Maguire plays the vital role in the team for us in terms of attacking plays wise. If you see, if his long balls especially, his long balls towards the left are pretty much vital to us for Rashford and Martial to run in, especially when we have Cavani in the centre or we have Greenwood in the sides. So with Maguire, we actually have the aerial presence, like what Yazzie says, and Kevin, and we do have that attacking string as well. But I will not say Maguire has not been making mistakes. He has been making mistakes, but the thing is, he has improved along the way. He has improved tremendously. I'm one person, you can ask my snapshot fellas. I'm one person who has been criticizing Maguire since day one. But lately, that boy has really put in a good shift. So that fella actually deserves some credit for his playing rise right now. And I think Eric Bailly is his best partner. Victor, if you look at last season, and he's playing most of the games right now. And the thing is, if you look at Victor Lindelof, last season Europa League, I saw one of the comments where Mark says that cross that actually cost us the Europa semi-finals was the same kind of cross that we conceded against City, the first goal, where he failed to clear the first ball clearance and he just left it at the second goal. I get it. I mean, it's pretty much a human instance whereby you just stand there where a ball is just volley in. So I won't really blame him much for the second, but the first goal, that is a bloody defender, centre back's first goal. He got to throw in the body in, mate. That's it. By hook or crook. He doesn't do that. But Bailly, if you look at the game against Aston Villa,
he just threw his body.
He just threw his body in by hook or crook. That's the kind of defender we need. We can't expect Maguire to do that because that boy is 6'3". He's big build and he's a bit slow and all this. But when it comes to attacking presence, when it comes to aerial presence, that's where we have Maguire. When it comes to speed, durability, flexibility, we have Bailly. So if these two can continue playing the form that we need, we can be in for some surprises. But at the same time, we need our attack to turn up. But that's in your next agenda, right? So we'll just keep that for another time.
but Joel, I have a question for you. If you say that Maguire and Bailly should be a certain starter, but we know Bailly's injury track record. So just imagine if Bailly is now not available, injured for maybe a couple of games. Who do you think or should be deputizing Bailly? Is it maybe Tuanzebe or maybe Lindelof?
Dinesh, if you jinxed it, if Eric Bailly is injured, I'm going to come down personally to Malaysia.
Yes.
I'm going to
Dinesh, I will come and find you, Dinesh. We can't afford Bailey going on injured.
As much as I'm praying for Bailly's leg to be fine, just in case. I mean, of course, being United, right? We always have an exit plan or a backup plan. But personally, I feel that
Dinesh,
as much as
simple.
we-
There's no backup plan for Bailey. For now,
Yeah.
you have none.
Correct. But I was watching that PSG game in the Champions
got Phil
League.
Jones lah.
The first game with Tuanzebe, Axel Tuanzebe. That guy has immense potential. I feel that with Bailly starting, we should give Tuanzebe a good game time because that guy is young. He's from the academy. He knows the United thingy. All right. Why just locking everything down to Bailly, Maguire, and also Lindelof? We should give the young guy Tuanzebe a chance, and let's see what he does. Maybe give him a run of 3 games in a row with Maguire and maybe Tuanzebe, and just keep Bailly out for a while. If Tuanzebe can do the job, fine. So we can rotate Tuanzebe and Bailly more. But now we are just stuck with Lindelof and Bailly. We are forgetting a certain Tuanzebe. I've seen him play, and I think the guy is good. What is the big obstacle we're having here?
You got
Oli.
there, bro. I think look at the
We
comment
just
here.
got an
Right?
answer from Mark. Dinesh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Oli. Blame it on
Oh.
Oli.
I will help you with that, Dinesh, definitely. The thing is, with Tuanzebe, right? My guys were actually talking about it this morning in terms of centre back, who we want to buy in January and all this. So when we were talking about it, that's where one of the guys commented and said that Ole is using Tuanzebe has more of a situational game presence. So he will look at the game and then he will say, okay, is Tuanzebe needed in that game? Like the game against PSG, whereby Tuanzebe actually pocketed both Mbappe and Neymar in his pockets.
Yeah.
Because that kind of game whereby the kind of presence that actually Tuanzebe brings to the field, Ole brings in. But to play Tuanzebe, that boy is another Bailly. That boy is another Mr. Glass. He's injury prone as well. If we're going to play that boy week in, week out, it's going to be a bit dangerous. But yes, I agree to this. We blame Ole. He could have easily played Tuanzebe right after the PSG game. But no, you remember the game where PSG, we played really well. And then the weekend when the Premier League game came up, it was back to default. It was Lindelof and Maguire, despite
Yeah.
having a huge game. So
Just to quote you back on that, if Tuanzebe could keep Neymar and Mbappe in the pocket, those are the two most lethal strikers we have right now in world football. What do you think he can do in the Premier League? No, that's what puzzles me. If we can keep the two best strikers in the pocket away, not at Old Trafford, at Paris, when come to the Premier League, I mean, not discriminating in the league, they have good strikers, but you think this guy can't do the same in the Premier League? Okay, of course, injury record speaks. He has some injury concerns and all that. I agree. But the thing is, if you don't play, you don't know his true potential. Of course, injury happens to everybody. All right. But it does not mean that it's going to be a long layoff. So I think Ole has to just give Tuanzebe, he should just increase Tuanzebe's standing in the United defense above Lindelof. Lindelof should be out for a while. I feel the next 1-2 months, just keep him out of the
I
whole.
think
I think
we
Mark answered
forgot
it
that.
for you.
oh, man, I hope Lindelof goes off this month, man. I
Yes.
hope we start him in January. I don't want him back. I
Okay,
don't want him back. Man.
Dinesh, see, you mentioned that Tuanzebe kept Neymar, Mbappe in his pockets. He haven't kept Ole in his pockets yet.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
He
That's
did
the problem
play
because
against Istanbul.
Ole has always been emphasizing on the youth, the academy, and blah 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 and all that. So this guy is from the youth and an academy. Give him that. I mean, he was a captain in the academy team, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
We remember the PSG game because of his immense performance, of course. But we should also remember that he did play against Istanbul, which he got substituted at halftime. So this is what happened with young players. They are inconsistent. So I think for centre back pairings, it is best to have your most secure or stable or sensible pairing where they are consistent. And I'm not saying that our pairing is consistent, but then again, to have someone who is still young, like Tuanzebe, he's only 22, 23, to play week in week out. I think Ole is trying to ease him into the team slowly, like what he does with players like Dan James or Fred, players who he slowly builds into the team, like what he's doing with Van de Beek now at the moment. So
Yeah.
Axel, I love him. I love him. I've been following him since his days in the academy in the reserves, and he was unfortunately injured in his first season at Villa. But then during the second season of his loan, he did well. He promoted the team, helped the team promote. But I think he still has a long time. For now, I think it's best if we just keep with our most senior partnerships, which is those three players, Bailly, Lindelof, and also Maguire. I
Yazid,
think
you're still keeping Lindelof. I hope. Okay, Yazid, if I have to throw in
Oh,
a
yeah.
quick question to you, I mean, on the semi-final jinx, a short and brief, what Ole has to do to get it right?
I think it's just a matter of luck. I think we've been playing. We had awful luck in semi-finals. Like the game in Chelsea last year, we were focusing more on top four, and so probably that the short period between games maybe affect us. And against City, we are playing against City team which is rising in form, which is getting better, right? After a slow start in the season, I think we should just continue. And the mentality of the players must get better. We need leaders in the team. We need leaders to spur the team on. I like what Pogba said after the game. I mean, we need to learn and we need to move on. So that's what I think we should do. United should just carry.
Interesting. Okay, on that, I'm going to ask, by moving on, is bringing Darren Fletcher back to the fold is the right thing, is the way forward? Selena, what can he offer? I mean, the team, is this what is lacking at his coaching staffs that he brought back Fletcher?
Yeah, it was actually a good news that we received last week. To see our ex-player coming back to the team, coaching and all that. But as what I've seen, what Ole said also during the talk, right? He said that Darren Fletcher will bring in some good ideas. You have seen it when he was coaching under 16. He was only coaching, I think, back on October or something. It's very short, but he said he have seen him giving a lot of good ideas. So probably it might help to the team which we are having now. But at the same time, I wanted to ask this question. I'm going to throw it to one of the speaker here. We already had Carey in the team. Now we're going to have Fletcher. So would it going to be any changes with our in the coaching style or not? Because okay, you guys tell me, when Carey came in, do you see any significant change in the team based on him coaching the team and seeing him in the coaching staff? Can I ask this question to Joel?
All right. In terms of Carrick, I think Carrick brings a certain kind of flavor to the team, though. He doesn't have much of a coaching presence, but I think in terms of the player-wise, so he brings in his playing experience to the midfield trios. So if you look at how Bruno and the likes of us, especially McTominay, if you look at the Leeds game especially, how Scott actually turned up that game, but that's the only time we're going to see Scott turn up in a game throughout the entire career of United, if you're going to watch. He actually played like how Carrick played against AS Roma when we thrashed Roma 7-1. If you guys remember the game, if you're going to look at the comparison, it was some sort of like how McTominay played.
That was a massive game, man.
Yeah, the kind of massive game where Carrick turned up, that was how actually Scott turned up. So Carrick do have an impact with certain players because of how he has played throughout his United careers. But if you look at but to ask me how Darren Fletcher is going to come in and impact, I think Darren is not the kind of coach that we need right now. But I get what Ole is
Joel, someone agrees with me. Yes.
Yeah, I kind of.
It's not Fletcher.
It's not Fletcher, though. I mean, we can have the likes of Giggs, Roy Keane, the entire class of '99 come in and have a beer with the team and just say and try to coach the team. But the thing is, that is not going to bring us up to the next level. If you look at Liverpool, yes, they have done a 30-year wait to win one league title. But if you look at it, how they have transformed the past 10 years, they didn't bring in old players, they didn't bring in old sentiments into the club. No, they meant business. This is what we wanted, this is what we want to do.
Yes, it started off with the way they asked Kenny Dalglish to leave. I mean, on the changes, that was their turning point. Then they just start off a new way, a new direction. voila, we saw them there. But we are kind of following what they did 30 years ago now with the team that we are bringing back at the back end. Because see, you look at the current team, the lineup I feel Serena, there's no leadership in the team. I mean, you don't see much hunger or passion or drive from the team. And Fletcher, okay, no, we can't still see his coaching whatever is done yet. But even as a player, Fletcher hasn't been the most vocal of voices out there. You tell me you bring Roy Keane now,
you're right.
I would say
it's not vocal. But I think what Serena wants to know is whether Fletcher brings it. I feel Fletcher, he's not vocal, but he's one of the most hardworking players I've ever seen in my United career. He works hard for his position. And the thing is, Ferguson uses Fletcher in the situational based games. So hopefully if Fletcher can actually turn VDB into a situational player or turn the likes of Scott or Fred and have that situational mindset in them, then I think we are in for a nice coaching extravaganza. So yeah.
Yeah, but personally, just to add on to what Joel just said, I think actually Fletcher coming in might be helpful in the sense of shaping the current United squad mentally. I think that's the reason why, one of the reasons why Fletcher is brought in and what Fletcher can offer. Because if we look at the current team at the moment, we actually have a good team, right? We actually have a solid team that can challenge for titles and games. Okay. But what we are missing now is a sense of consistency, a sense of determination, of sense of getting through tough moments of the games. So I think this is what Fletcher can bring to the current United squad.
I think we're a bit underestimating his football brain. I believe that I believe that he has a stint as a pundit, and people has been praising his football mind. I think he could offer much more than just an inspirational figure in the team. I think he could also offer something tactically, and like Oli has always been dependent on McKenna and Carrick for ideas, feedbacks on what to do. I believe with Fletcher in the team now, he more brains to help him out.
we have a comment here from Sina. Sina, thanks for watching. Just a banter. Why don't add O'Shea and start them in the lineup too?
Yeah, that's my next question actually. But not O'Shea, but do you think that we're gonna have Ryan Giggs or maybe Ferdinand in the future into the coaching team? Do you foresee that? But not O'Shea lah, for sure.
Why not Serena? It's just like re-signing them and starting the how Peter Cech is doing with Chelsea now.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing, right? In the trend now. Because, okay, just let be clear, okay? Because we don't know what is the role that Fletcher is going to play. It's not been announced yet. But it could be also a replacement for Carrick. I'm not sure. Maybe Carrick is leaving. Or we also have Mike Phelan there. So it might be, we are not sure, So it could be a replacement. But like my question is, do you foresee that we're going to have more ex-players coming into the coaching team? So I'm going to throw this question to Yazid.
I don't think so.
Yazid, just hold on before that. Hi guys, we have another speaker who couldn't join us early. Hi Patrick, nice having you on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. Sorry guys, I'm late.
No issues. Just join in. Yazid, sorry, you can go on.
I don't think so. I don't think, if you're asking specifically about Giggs and Ferdinand, Giggs is now the Wales national team coach. So I think he is aiming for something much bigger than just being a coach at Manchester United. For Ferdinand, I think he's more suited for an office role, like some sort of ambassadorial role, and not on the ground coaching. I'm not too sure, but he seems like someone who is more suited to that kind of role. But
Director of football.
Yeah, director of football maybe. But I like Oli's coaching staff. He even has some of his assistants back from Malta in the team now. He is comfortable with the ideas of his coaches, and I think what he wants is to have coaches with the United DNA in the team. Some coaches who can instill those DNA in those players tactically.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So we just hope for the best.
Kev, there is a comment here from Kelvin. Mentions Fletcher will bring with him Scottish spirit, is well known for their brave heart whenever they are on the pitch, and this benefit our players to instill a winning mentality. Is he the one to bring the winning mentality? I mean, we have lost 4 semi-finals. Is this what's lacking in from the semi-final? I mean, Sina goes on with week in and week out. We know says no leadership. United brings in Fletcher. Do you want to go on take up this?
Yeah, I think just to go back to Kelvin's comment first, I think I agree completely with Kelvin. I think the more help we can get, the better, right? So it need not come from just one source. If it comes from Fletcher, if it comes from the mascot, if it comes from their canteen, whatever, we should surround the players with the winning mentality, as Kelvin said, and also back to what Senna said, week in week out, no leadership. At the moment, yeah, it looks like that. I think we've gone through at the past episodes on how we look at Maguire as a captain, but we are seeing some leadership now coming to the fore. Maybe it's because Bruno is now in the picture, so Maguire feels the need to step up his game, and then maybe Bruno and Maguire complements each other in terms of leadership. So. And we are second in the league, so there must be some sort of leadership in the dressing room, and the players do play for Ole, and Ole has the dressing room playing for him, and I think that shows a good general leadership or good positive environment in the club, at least.
Patrick, what do you think?
Now to add on Kelvin, I feel that I want to stress on that. Yes, we are second right now, but with one game in hand. Do you guys agree with me? One game has a very big advantage. And I feel Fletcher, yes, the most valuable value that he has is the winning mentality, the never say die attitude that he learned from Sir Alex Ferguson era. And also, I think you guys are just now comparing Ole and Ryan Giggs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I come in late, so sorry. I feel that Ole should have more time, because
it's not about comparing Ole with Giggs, but it's about giving Giggs at his coaching team.
I
guess we lost Patrick again. Okay.
I feel that Roy Keane, I feel that Roy Keane will be a good assistant manager for Ole, and Roy Keane can push certain player to a different level compared to Mike Phelan right now, or Michael Carrick. They're still very young. They are very young, and what I observe when every match, right, I observe is only Michael Carrick is standing outside giving instruction. Mike Phelan will just cross his hand and stand behind. So we need extra motivation. We need someone to push them to move further. Roy Keane is that person to instill fear and to push them further to go beyond. This is my opinion.
Interesting, Patrick. Dinesh, I know you want to say something. Dinesh.
Yes, I was going to go to Dinesh.
Okay.
I'll let you do the order first, Dinesh. I'll come up with you.
Patrick, okay, I mean, that was a very nice input of yours of bringing Roy Keane inside the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, the thing about Roy Keane is, if you're going to bring him in the team, we can see good and also the bad. All right, because I was watching this documentary on Roy Keane and Vieira, The Best of Enemies. It was a good documentary, I was watching that, and the thing about Roy Keane is he has his own mindset. Okay, so from what I gather, that Kino all the while, even in his punditry job and also in his short managerial career, his concept is very simple. It's either my way or no way. We saw him with the national team, how he behaved and all that. Now, the thing is, you're going to bring a player like him, you are going to definitely instill discipline in the team. You're going to get them winning. I totally agree. Right?
Yeah.
That's about it. Because what he's going to do next is he's just going to overturn the whole hierarchy, and he's going to instill his way, and he's going to create a big mess in the long-term run. They asked him in the documentary, who's the best manager you played with? And guess what he said? Brian Clough. He didn't say Ferguson.
Yes.
Because he had an issue with Ferguson. And this guy, as much as a great captain he is, a great player, the inspirational captain, no doubt, hands off, but he has a personal vendetta with individuals. And now when it comes to United, and the backroom staff. What I'm worried is he's going to do that. He's going to do that. We don't need that type of thing at this point in time. But personally, I'm a Ryan Giggs diehard fan. Number 11 is my number. I just love the guy that much. When I saw Ryan Giggs turn out at Old Trafford when Moyes got sacked, I really thought he would be United manager. But be honest to you, Giggs was not there yet. He needed time. All right. So the same thing comes back after 3 years. We had Van Gaal, we had Mourinho, they got sacked. We had Ole. I even had my doubt about Ole because I thought the sentiments and all that. But he did something. We
lost
are
you, guy.
back on track partially right now. But bringing Fletcher into the equation, maybe like what I think Calvin Lang said earlier, it's just not about the coaching part of it, but I think instilling the winning mentality and also the never give up mentality, which we need. Why I say that is because years ago, maybe about 6 years ago, when we lost to City 6-1 at Old Trafford, Fletcher was the guy who's got us that consolation goal, and the way he did it was a nice goal. In the 90 minutes, he was running like a workhorse. That was Fletcher. That's what we lack in our team. If you see that the last player we had who was running like a mad fleur 90 minutes and beyond was Wayne Rooney. After Wayne Rooney, we never had a player who was covering every part of the grass at Old Trafford or any stadium given. We never had that type of player. Fletcher, Rooney, Tevez are just a few players I can name off. We need a players who can really be as hardworking for 90 minutes with no complaints and nothing whatsoever.
Dinesh, you want to take this up?
Okay. So I also received this a lot. But let's put it, okay, Sena, with all due respect, I knew Ryan Giggs not as a T partner, but as a United player. I knew him for his performance on the pitch. What goes off the pitch is his stuff, we can't say much. But as a player, he was the best. He was the greatest for me, the greatest United player.
Sena a red card.
Yeah, red card for you. Anyway, for me...
Pending for VAR review.
I know. For me, I don't know if you guys agree. For me, the greatest United player of all time would be Ryan Giggs, not George Best.
Dinesh. Okay, it's regardless about being the best player or what, but you need. Okay, problem with United now, there's a lot of egos here and there. So, Keane, simple. I know it's not easy with him, but who wants to mess around with Keane?
No,
Correct.
I think you got it wrong. Dinesh, I'll help you in this, Dinesh. No worries. First of all, I think, Patrick, nice to see you, Patrick. And then it's thanks to see you guys in Devil's Den. So,
thanks, Joel. Nice to see you too.
Please share and comment and this whole Devil's Den footy talk. So, Vinod, to your answer, I think one of my boys have actually commented. If you see Syed Faris,
yes,
my co-host of All United, he say, Roy Keane is just a TV man. Patrick, look at what he did with Sunderland and Ireland, and furthermore, Keane's is outdated. So if I want to touch on that, Keane is not really a managerial type or an assistant managerial type. That boy is actually being paid to talk in pundits. If I'm paid to talk, trust me, I will talk my hearts out, guys. Trust me, it will be controversial every other week.
Yeah.
If you guys were to see my All United show, it's always controversial, whereby I always speak my heart out in this. So in that show, we always do this. So if Roy Keane is going to come into United, it's going to be a bit disastrous. Why? Because I say that if you guys have heard how Mourinho actually commented, whereby it's actually bearable to manage Lampard and John Terry at 23 years old than to manage the likes of the youngsters at this age at 23. Why? Because back then, at 23 years old, Lampard, these guys were men. These days, if you go on to find a 23-year-old player, they are still a boy who runs around Instagram, who takes Insta photos. Now there's TikTok. So these guys are busy playing that instead of winning football games. So if you're going to bring in the likes of Roy Keane into the team, and he's going to instill the kind of discipline, trust me, it's going to be very difficult for these guys to work on it, whereby they're going to start be defiant. The whole dressing room is going to lose its touch. And the whole atmosphere at United is just going to die off just because of Roy Keane's attitude and Roy Keane's own managerial inexperience as well. I won't say Ole has an experience. The thing is, he comes from Molde. But the thing is, in terms of managing United, this boy have what it takes to be at the current level. He has a heart to do things. I would still say I would love if anybody and any other manager would have come and replaced Ole, because that boy tactically he's failing. Tactically he's failing. He still doesn't get his tactics right at some games. We are getting through games because of certain players and certain games. If you look at all the top 6 that we have played, we have come up short. So tactically, we are really, really getting wrong. So if there is a manager out there who really wants to come to us, yes. But in terms of adding to his coaching staff with the likes of Darren Fletcher, the likes of Ferdinand, or the likes of Nicky Butt, even I'm not feeling this. Come on, man. We are not good. We are not running a United full of team whereby reunion is done every other week. We mean business.
Yeah.
United, we need
Class 92 reunion.
So we need.
I want to add.
Yes,
I want
Patrick,
to
go
say
ahead.
something.
Go for it, Patrick.
Joel, Joy and Dinesh, I totally agree with you. Roy Keane sometimes is very toxic. We can look at his record in Ipswich Town, the Republic of Ireland assistant manager, Aston Villa, the most recent one. We can see how he clashed with those senior players. But right now, what we need is a leadership, someone who can steer us on to a next level. Right now, we are almost there. If you look at the league table, why we are there, my honest opinion, is because our opponent is not consistent, and we are consistent in the league. And we need someone to push us to a next level. And I feel Roy Keane is that person for short term. Look at how he pushed Sunderland from before he joined Sunderland. Sunderland is actually battling relegation from Championship to League One. But just one season, he bring them and won the Championship and go to Premier League. So we shouldn't minus that
But Patrick,
out.
among all his CV, that Sunderland CV is only his bright spot.
It's only his bright spot, yes.
Yes.
We should look at
and it's all
one
the way
bright
has
spot.
been going down.
Correct. I feel that maybe there's no good partnership with him in Ipswich, in Republic of Ireland, and in Aston Villa. Maybe Martin O'Neill in Republic of Ireland and Aston Villa is not strong enough to back him up. And maybe Martin O'Neill is the one who maybe side on a senior player instead of him as the assistant manager. So I think if he come to Ole's side, just for short term, I agree he's very toxic. I just say short term. Maybe this one season, push us up, get at least one trophy, instill a winning mentality in MU team. Then maybe from there, it will spring us on to another level. Just like how Ferguson did when he won the first FA Cup. Then the rest is history. We keep winning trophy every season.
Our players couldn't handle Mourinho's management. So do you think that
yes,
Roy Keane, they could not handle Mourinho? I mean,
they could not handle.
If you
our team is full of ego.
Of course, then that.
But Patrick, I have a question for you on this, Patrick. If you think Roy Keane is going to join into the coaching team as Ole's assistant, right? But don't you think that Roy Keane going to overrule? Roy Keane going to overrule Ole on certain decision making and all that, because we know Ole is a very composed person, and we know Roy Keane is a very outspoken person. So don't you think they're going to have some fights or internal fights over there?
I would love Roy Keane to sometimes overrule Ole, because right now what we see, Ole, he's a good coach, good manager, but sometimes his team selection, his tactical point of view is lacking on that side. Look at MC game. Why do we play Lindelof when we have a good Eric Bailly just came back from injury, and he don't dare to drop a good star player like Harry Maguire. I'm not sure whether you agree with me. Harry Maguire is shit, and he don't dare to drop. He don't dare to drop Pogba. He can even, if you ask me, he can even put Pogba in the bench. The team will be better. Mata can create chances. He don't dare to drop big players. So we need Roy Keane, that kind of person, to make big decisions for Ole. To become the bad person, the bad cop and good cop. Ole will be the good cop. Yeah, this is my opinion, guys.
Okay, we have a comment here for Anwari Taib. Hi Anwari, thanks for watching the show, man. Ole goes on to say, Ole is a freestyle manager like Eminem. Whoa. and Roy Keane would be proved to be his Dr. Dre. It all says Roy's fanboy nature would not bond well with many of United's mega egos.
Yeah.
Very well said. But managing the egos, I mean, we all know how Keane throws his comments. And he did throw a comment recently, a few days ago, about Bruno Fernandes. And he has so with that, I'm going to push on to our next topic. Keane has came out and said Bruno is not a big time player because he went missing in the Carling Cup.
No, I don't agree.
But was it just Bruno being tired and we're expecting too much and the whole team's expecting too much on him? Because I don't second Keane's comment. Yes, Bruno did not appear on there, but we can't blame him because our fans been too tired.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I saw this Keane's comment, and I just felt laughing because come on, just stop being negative in every corner of the house, man. He's just being negative on every United player. All right, I mean, you telling me that how great is Keane? Yes, he is a great player. He's a great captain, but look at the impact Bruno had in the short term. He has joined United. The very short term he has joined United, the impact Bruno has is amazing. For the January transfer window player who normally is a short-term transfer, right? We get January players for short-term, and now we got for me a legend in the making. Given the track record he has, he can be a legend at the club. All right, and he's playing literally every single game. This is the part where we get burnt out. And of course, you're going to come back to me and tell me why is Ole playing every game. You're going to come there. Okay, so let me just counter you back on that. Okay, because we need Bruno. We need Bruno because he's just the enigma. We are depending on him because, okay, let's put it this way. Madrid had Ronaldo. Barcelona had Messi. We have Bruno. It's just simple as that because those guys are the focal point of the team. If you don't have Bruno in the team, just like having 11 headless chickens playing football. That's how Bruno's impact is. So if he's being a good player, he is, and if he gets a game off, I mean, his form is not good at a particular day, can you blame the person for it? He's still human. He's for me, he just needs a break. Watford game will be the perfect time for him to have a break. The guy needs a beer, sit down at home and just start watching some TV, come back at Burnley, kick us up to the first, knock Liverpool out at the ass, and we are done. Okay?
Yeah.
Just give him the break. He needs a break. He has played so well with Sporting Lisbon. He has brought them somewhere. He has played well from United from the time we came out from lockdown. He has given 101%. Come on, Keane. Keane, you know what? You're just creating anxiety in the team. So just Keane, just take a back seat, collect your paycheck at Sky, and stop being sour of players. Okay, just because you left United when you commented about some players and Fergie didn't like you and kicked you out of the team doesn't mean that you're being sour to everybody, man. Come on, Keane, grow up, man. Keane just being sour.
Yeah.
Dinesh, all on. Kevin, I have a comment for you.
Sure.
For you to take it up. Okay.
All right.
Dinesh has mentioned that when you look at United, it's Bruno. Bruno's the driving force. But Shade has came out here and said, I have a question to the panels. After display against the big clubs, Bruno Fernandes was missing. Is it a sign that he's not a big match player?
It's
a tricky question because most
tricky.
of the big matches,
True.
I mean, Bruno performs, but you do see him goes missing.
Yeah, I think the issue is also, I think you'll touch back what Dinesh has said. The issue is, as fans, yes, we are expecting a lot from him, but the team is relying too much on him as well, right? So when Bruno goes missing, even for, let's say he's performing at 90% instead of 100%, is very glaring. So for example, when you, in the Manchester City game, everyone is sort of depending on, what is Bruno going to do? What is Bruno going to do? But what about the other players, right? So I think because of that reliance placed on Bruno and because of the expectation that is required of him, which just actually shows what kind of player that he is, he seems to, when the moment he goes missing a little bit from a big game, he's considered not a big game player, which I sort of disagree, because he is a good player. We've seen his stats are there, and he's been in United since January last year. So I think it's inaccurate to say that he's not a big game player. It's just that it's unfair because the current United team, at least, is asking too much of him and is relying too much on him. Other players need to step up as well. We cannot just be Bruno all the way. But he
Kevin,
is.
Kevin, just to interrupt you in that part. Just to interrupt you, one part we have. Bruno's first derby match against City, he assisted Martial with the first goal. And you telling me he's not a big game player?
Yeah, exactly.
So, go back to the facts. Yeah.
But Martial didn't turn up at that game too.
Martial never turned up for a long time,
different
bro.
topic about Martial.
Don't come and tell me about a ghost player. Martial is a ghost player. He is peekaboo. Casper the friendly ghost. That's Martial the friendly ghost. That's what he is.
Joel, what do you think, Joel?
Oh my god. I don't want to start with the French duel, man. Okay, let's put an end to the Bruno topic. Okay, let's put an end to Bruno with one word. I think that fella has been exceptional. Okay.
Yes.
In terms of big clubs and small clubs, I think it's wrong to say clubs are big or small. But I think what Faris meant is, I think the likes of Liverpool, City, Arsenal, and all this, it's a bit difficult for Bruno, all right, to turn up in these games week in, week out. And some players of other clubs do not actually produce. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name the clubs, but there are actually clubs and there are players whereby they demand from their players a lot. And the thing is, we do not demand from our players much. Right now, what we ask of our players is stay fit, play exceptionally well in the first 90 minutes, which is all we ask for. Why? Because in terms of what we have seen the past 2 or 3 years, United failed to turn up for games every game. Even regardless if you play Sunderland, regardless if you play Stoke City, we just do not feel the team. Why? Because the team that we play against always turns up like a prime Barcelona or prime Real Madrid. The keeper unfortunately turns up like a bloody Iker Casillas, always denying the likes of RTL and all this. It's always, if you look at the game against Leicester, bloody hell, Kasper Schmeichel turned out to be a bloody prime Peter Schmeichel.
Yes,
exactly.
But Joel, the
Peter
positive
Schmeichel
part,
will be stunned. Peter Schmeichel will be stunned. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
but let's look at the positive part of it. Since Bruno came, if we just say the league started since January 30th and since Bruno came, we would have won the league. We'll be at the top. We have got the most points across any teams in the league.
No, that's right. Vinod, you're right. But the problem is, when we put the stats in front of us, we are actually just being comforted. If you ask me, we're just being comforted because it's all about Bruno. So if you take Bruno out, who's next? So I think the guy, Ole should do what? And Ole and Woodward should sit down, have a beer, and discuss what's next after Bruno. If Bruno goes injured now, what's going to happen? We have to be realistic because Bruno is human. He can be injured. So we need a backup plan. Are you going to tell me we're going to have a bad slump when Bruno's not around? Do we dare to say that? Of course, you're bringing Van der Beek,
I think Serena looks like
Dinesh, that's why
someone.
we have Van der Beek as well.
Yeah, look at that. Dinesh,
Okay,
I knew Serena had an answer for that. She was like a Bruno fan. I think we should let Serena to say something about this.
Yeah.
Serena, go on.
That's why I think that's why we have Van der Beek also as well, because Van der Beek played the same role as Bruno. So if Bruno gonna get injured, we have Van der Beek. But the thing is, we have Van der Beek not getting much of the games. How would you play him if it's like even the game against City? When did you change him? At I think 85 minutes, 87 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should have done the changes earlier. You could have seen it and you play him more often.
Yeah.
Some games you have seen only I can't remember what game was like. He only came second half, but the first half we looked lost without Bruno. Then when second half when Bruno came in, we looked like more we are going into the direction, but at least give Van der Beek a chance to play, gel with the team, get over. Van der Beek is very good in great passings and all that, so we could have used him. So for me, to answer the question, Bruno injured, we have Van der Beek as well, but the question is if they're going to use it or not.
No, the thing is, even if Van der Beek comes in for Bruno, in terms of the game, yes, he's a good player, but Bruno is beyond that. His character, his aggressiveness, that's what we lack. The last player I saw, especially as Bruno Fernandes, was Wayne Rooney. Literally, Wayne Rooney was the last passionate player I've seen United. Others are all playing for the money. And a week I collect my paycheck. But Bruno is more than that. He knows the club. He is a fan of the club. He got the advice from the best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, before coming here. So he knows what is he coming into. So we need that mentality right up. It's not our captain is horrible. Okay, our captain is just a puppet, 80 million. We are giving him the captaincy because we bought him. He's England number 1 defender. So therefore, the captaincy is given to him. But the true captain is Bruno. Can you emulate Bruno? Can you replace Bruno? Not in the long term. No way.
Pogba?
Huh?
Yeah. So I wanted to say something about Pogba.
Pogba?
We are a bit unlucky that Pogba caught COVID earlier this year. I think back when Project Restart, towards the back end of last season, the midfield trio of Matic, Pogba, and Bruno has been performing well, and the attacking output is not only dependent on Bruno, but Pogba also chipped in with a few assists and also creating chances. So I think it is unfortunate that he got COVID during the start of the season, so his start was a bit slow. But then again, I don't really think that Van der Beek is someone who could come in for Pogba or even Bruno. I don't think he is at that level yet. But if we were to bring in someone, I would prefer someone like Jack Grealish. We're again unlucky that Villa did not get relegated last year, or otherwise we would have gotten him already. But then again, I really hope that the board does something about this, because he could really change the team.
Jack Grealish is an interesting topic. Let's keep it until we sign him.
We're never signing him, fellas. We're never signing him.
Yeah.
We had a chance last season, man. We just needed Arsenal to defeat Aston Villa. That's it. That one time we asked Arsenal for a favor, man, they always bottled it.
Joel, you can't blame Arsenal. Even their fans are asking them a favor, they're not giving them what they want. So it's not a favorable team. Okay.
That's another dilemma over there lah, with Arsenal. Hey, I mean, Aston Villa, with the way they're playing, it's going to be damn hard to get Grealish. It's not going to be easy. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, Bruno, I mean, we all mentioned there's no backup for Bruno. But despite there's no backup for Bruno, they seem to be rising up in the league. Is it by force? Or, I mean, I need to clear off this air because many of them claiming that we got up because of VAR. We got assisted by VAR. So let's hit it right there and take it on. I leave it to Joel. Joel.
Oh boy. Where shall we go with this? With VAR trying to support and all this. But the thing is, I think I'm gonna end it. I think I went hysterical in my show on last Monday for the way Jurgen Klopp said that our penalties were on the rise. So my question to the entire audience that's watching is, just don't trip us. If my players are getting into the box, then don't foul us. But the thing is, the thing is, the slightest touch. We are in modern day football whereby the slightest touch and the player rolls 3, 4, 6 times. You look at Neymar. You just push him one time and he will fly from one corner to the other corner within seconds.
He will roll the entire field.
He will roll the entire field as though we are typhoon. He'll just like literally roll the entire stretch. Even my fellas who does typhoon also don't roll that much, but Neymar, he can roll. That's the modern day football. So I think we can't just blame it on United, but there are a lot of clubs that are actually in favor of VAR, whereby their players are actually acting upon it. Whereby if you just touch them, they fall. And that's how it is in United. They go to the box, they touch it, boom, they drop. That's how Eden Hazard played it the other time. Hazard is the kind of player whereby you just need to smell him in the box and he will fall. And it's an eventual penalty thereby. But the thing is, the question is whether or not VAR is actually supporting us. I don't know, man. Those talks were actually happening during the Ferguson time. Now Fergie is out of the picture, yet they are saying that the referees are actually helping us. Come on. Give us a break. Get alive. Ferguson is no longer United. We don't need VAR to get games. I mean, we are second for a reason. We played well. We had results go our way. I mean, last season, a particular team that won the championship, I'm not going to name the club, VAR results went all the way to them. They didn't complain back then. As a United fan, I didn't complain as well. So this year, when we are getting the results, just suck it up, man. What's the fun?
I think also, right, to add on that, right, Joel, I think for the other opponent team, right, rather than relying on VAR, ask them to score more goals so they don't depend on the VAR decision which is in favor to them.
Yeah.
They start arguing.
I mean, at the start of the season, VAR was against us, man. Come on. Imagine the Crystal Palace game, that first bloody game. The De Gea save and then De Gea had to be retaken. Oh my, that was heartbreaking, man.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. I really thought we were going to get relegated, man. Until a certain team took over us, so yeah.
No, but the thing is, it's simple. When Klopp said that, it was a bit funny because VAR is managed by the referees, and the referees are on the FA's payroll. So, are you telling me that United has an influence in the FA referees, and therefore there's a corruption going on in the FA? It makes it look so obvious on that part because he's complaining about penalties. So go back to the FA and complain. Why quote us? Why quote us? Go back to the FA and complain because if your player is not getting penalties, go to the referee and ask them what's going on. Why is he coming back to United? By the way, Liverpool and United has the equal number of penalties. Maybe we have got one more or they got one more. If they can't convert their chances and they get penalties, good for them. When we go to the penalty box, meaning we're not getting tackled at the halfway line. We are in the penalty box, we got tackled. That means we were attacking. Therefore, we were legal threat on the penalty box against the opponents. We got a tackle, we fell. The referee stopped the game. He went, he saw it was a penalty. How so hard is that? It's not rocket science, it's not Einstein's some kind of theory or something. It's very direct. We deserved it, we got it. Why? A certain team, like what Joel mentioned, played City last season, and that was a total mess of a VAR. And how come they didn't complain that time? Or they were not so thankful, is it? They won the title with the VAR help. It's obvious, right? If they had not beaten City at that match, do you think they would have been runaway leaders like what they were? Question mark. Okay, so before you look at my back, look at the mirror and see how's your back. It's still itchy. I know you want to itch me because we're united. We are pampered by success. We are number 20. We are number 19. Okay, let's not go that part of it. All right, so just go slow, Jagan. This is not Germany. This is England. It's a bigger league.
Finish on a roll.
No, I'm not. I'm just fed up with this team because everything is United. Is it our mistake that we are best in England, English Premier League history? Is it our mistake? We are not some mistake. We're just that good.
I think to add on Dinesh on why Jurgen Klopp say that is because our after Burnley, our next game will be with him, and it's away. Our away form is fantastic this season. So he are trying to play mind game to psycho the referee. Yeah, so that referee will think twice before they give us the penalty. And to add on Joel also, why our player always get penalty? Our player mostly is a pacey player nowadays. So if you remember back to Cristiano Ronaldo day, he's very super pacey. A slightest touch on him, he will fall. Because he was so fast, if you just touch him a bit, he will fall. Same goes with our Marshall, Redford, and Greenwood. It's just a bit of touch, he will fall. So Jurgen Klopp and the rest didn't think much about this. It's science, it's physics. You go so fast, you touch a bit, it will fall. So that's why we got so much penalty. Our attacker is very pacey. Yeah.
Aside from getting penalties, penalties wasn't the only reason that we are rising up. The team has been playing. You are getting results. The key thing is you are grinding results from the clubs that we used not to grind before.
Yeah. Correct.
So are we? There is a comment here which maybe Yazik, you can take it up. Just give me a minute. Okay. From Sid, your team is good to challenge the title, but to win it, your team is not ready. You all agree?
I do agree. In a sense that for a team to win the Premier League, you need depth. You need a team like City's or a team is consistent like Liverpool. So for me, if we look back at our past few results against Wolves, against Leicester, against I believe Villa, our gameplay weren't that convincing. Of course, grinding results is what makes a champion. but consistency in terms of playing is also important. I don't see that. Of course, we can challenge for the title. We are challenging for the title, but I fear that we might be caught up by City soon. City might catch us up soon. And Liverpool, I know that they might be having some problems in terms of their form, but sooner or later they will get their forms back when players start coming back from injury. But what I'm worried most now is City, and looking at our next few fixtures, there are some pretty tricky fixtures there. So I can only hope for the best. I can only hope that Ole manages his team well in terms of game time, because players like Bruno, I think we need him for the league. We need him at his best for the league. So whenever we can rest him, like the game against Watford, I think he should do that.
Okay, so do you think we are coming back to become the force that we used to be? Because a win against Burnley, we are the top.
Nah.
Yeah.
To be
that is
pessimistic,
the key
but
question.
that's the reality.
Even if we win Burnley, even if we go on to Anfield to win Liverpool, we are 6 points at the top. Nowhere near winning the league, because City have 2 games in hand, like what Patrick have said.
Yes.
City have 2 games in hand. We have 1 game in hand, which is we are going to play Burnley. Regardless, if we win Burnley and Liverpool, we have a 6 points lead at the top. It's still going to be long. Look at us.
Yeah.
We were after the first 3 games, we were top of Champions League. And after the next 3 games, we were out of the Champions League.
Yeah.
So 6 points means nothing for United right now, because we can actually bottle games against teams like Fulham.
Yeah.
We can bottle teams like against Sheffield United. We can bottle these teams. So it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long, fast-paced season whereby it can come down to the last day of the season. I think I saw a comment by Mark Hosege said that we can actually win the league, but we need to sacrifice Europa League, especially because Europa League is played on Thursday. Friday morning for us, Thursday for them. And the Premier League for us is going to be on Monday. So it's going to be really, really tiring for the boys if they're going to be playing, especially the teams like Real Sociedad and Europa League teams are not to be taken for granted. We saw that last season. Semi-final against Sevilla was not that easy. So if we're going to win and try to win the league this season, I just feel that Ole could sacrifice the cup, all right? Sacrifice the cup and focus just on the league. Week in, week out, we play EPL. We may stand a chance. Less injuries, less fatigue. We have a chance in this. But if we are going to be playing week in, week out with cup games in between, then we're just going to end up top 4 or top 6.
I mean, yes, because we don't have the squad depth that's needed now. I mean, we are banking on the same players week in and week out, and you're hoping on that. I mean, sooner or later, with the amount of fixtures that's going on and how tight the games are, come April, March, they are going to run on fatigue. And that's when your injuries are going to kick in.
Actually, if you ask me, there is a January transfer window. We should maybe get 1 or 2 backup players. We need numbers actually on our side right now, because there's a few positions where if we don't have a backup, we are messed. Maybe the defense, in the midfield, even the attack part of it. We are actually we are depending on some redundant characters. That's the problem with United, because we have Eddie Cavani there. We need him to come back. We need that number 9 on the top there, because against City, especially when we watched the game, we didn't have the striker there. We were playing with wingers, but we didn't have strikers. That's how bad it was. So we need to at least get 1 or 2 temporary signings. All right, just get us through to the final day of the season. And even like what Joel said, we have to sacrifice the cups. Just go, because if you're confident enough that you can give us a 100% performance in the league, then we don't need the cups right now. I mean, it's a very bold thing to say, because cups matter, but winning the Premier League is the ultimate thing, because it's a 38 game thing. We need to focus on that. And even if you win the league, all right, even if you win the league, and we can't say that we are back to the force we were. That's a far cry, because the force we were, meaning we will go in every end, literally FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League. That is what you call by being the force. That's how 1998 was built. So I mean, just to go off that record a bit, I mean, I met Terry Sheringham a couple of years ago. So I asked him this question where I told him, what did Ferguson tell you when he sent you on the pitch? Ferguson told him that, don't come back off the pitch without scoring a goal, or not, it's going to be a very bad day for you. Ferguson told him that, and he got the goal. So that is the type of players, the type of mentality. That's what's going to bring us back to the force we were. So that will definitely take a long time. But now we have to prioritize things. Whether you want the Europa League, okay, meaning we let go the Premier League, we just be a top 3, top 4 team. Or do you want to go for the title, let go everything else, and give Liverpool a run for the money? We got to make a decision right now. That's how the season is.
Dinesh, there's a comment here from JJ. Jace, thanks for watching the show. Say, I'm perplexed by this. We can win the league, blatant optimism. Can someone explain to me how a team can win the league with such inconsistent performance?
Very simple, Vinod. Very
And
simple.
defense.
Very simple.
Okay.
We have other 19 teams that are inconsistent as well. We
Yes.
can beat somehow.
No,
That's how
I mean-
Liverpool won the league last season. They
No,
were
no.
top and they were
No.
driving. The 19 other teams didn't turn up and they won it peacefully.
Okay, wait. Before that, how did Leicester win the title? They smashed Man City at the Etihad like no one's business. All right. So if you're going to tell me Liverpool's going to win the title, can I know how come they are a level of points with a team which is not consistent? That's simple.
Yes, correct, Dinesh. See, everyone says United is not consistent. We are leaking defense here and there, but this inconsistent team with all the issues are there, right on top. Means the leagues is also inconsistent. No one has been consistent, and when no one's consistent, it's an opportunity, a golden opportunity to grab on it and steer forward and set the direction right.
That's why the Premier League is the best league in the world, because we have not one, not two, but multiple teams which can be a threat to win the league. So I mean, then that was by Jay, right? So just to answer Jay in a very simple style would be, we are just inconsistently consistent. Simple. We're just inconsistently consistent, like all the other 19 teams. So therefore, we are following the script. So if you're number 2 in the league, if you're number 2 in the league, it's because we earned it. We were inconsistently consistent. We lost the first game. We were lucky against Brighton. We got knocked out of the Champions League, and now we are second. So it's okay.
We were in bottom 5 before. Now we're in the top 2.
Yeah, we exchanged place with Arsenal. They took our place, but they're quite adamant. I think they don't want to leave the place.
Okay. I mean, being inconsistent or consistent, we have 2 matches coming up. We have 1 cup. You also let go of the cup. So let's get into it. United versus Watford. Do you want to go all out or just rest the boys? Kevin, do you think the FA Cup matters or the league matters?
I think any game matters, Vinod. But if you were to focus, my preference were if we can win the FA Cup, we should take it, and that's why my prediction is Man U to win 3-0 against Watford. Actually,
Kevin, sorry, stop.
Yeah. So 3-0 to Manchester United, Vinod. Yeah, I'm taking a very optimistic approach, especially after we lost to a rival. I'm sure the players are buzzing to get out on the field and prove the naysayers wrong. I'm hearing that Bruno may not play, and Van de Beek may play, right? So, yeah, I'm hoping for a good game, keeping optimistic.
Okay, interesting. Selina, what about you?
For me, this game, I'm not putting high hopes on this. If they're gonna lose it better. I would second what Joel said just now. If you want to focus into leagues, then let go all other cups. So if this is the direction that we wanted to go, then I don't really wanted to put so much hype on Watford match. But the Burnley match, yes, definitely. But we'll go then later on. But for this, I would love to see we win. But if not, I still can take it. So if you want to win, I'll go for 1-0.
Right. Joel,
Yeah,
we
bro.
have a comment here from your friend. United walking over Watford lah. And then Mark goes on with, we'll play our team B tonight.
I really hope so, man. I really hope we play none of the first teamers. I really hope we play youngsters. We could have seen the likes of Facundo Pellistri in this game, but sadly that boy was hindered with COVID-19, so we can't see the presence of that Uruguayan again. But we might be able to see other players, other youngsters. Twanzebe might start. You never know. The likes of VDB might be able to get 90 minutes out of this game. I'm not like what Serena says. I'm not really hoping much against Watford because if we win, we are able to win. If not, let it go. Just screw the cup games. Just continue on the league because from last week, I've been waiting on Burnley. The match that I want to see is Burnley, my friend. It's not Watford, not City in the League Cup semi-finals. It's Burnley. I mean, I don't know. I have so much hope for that game where I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. I'm definitely going to win. In terms of Watford, I think we will win. Probably a 2-0, 3-0. It's not going to be a walkover. I just hope Troy Deeney don't turn up like a prime Real Madrid's Raul that game.
You forgot not only Troy Deeney, Ismail Sarr might turn up to be Cristiano Ronaldo on that game.
You mean like how they played against Liverpool last season?
Yeah, boy. Oh my God. Tell me about it.
Dinesh, quick one. Let's do a quick one on the Watford game before we touch on the Burnley game.
I think we'll play the B team where Van der Beek and Igalo will be starting, I believe, Anderson. So I think we can just nick it 2-0 and, make it, just try not to bring the big guys in, keep them for Burnley, but I think 2-0 maybe. Maybe Igalo on the double. I don't know. Common team. Might have been his last game today, I guess, for United, I guess.
And that would be sweet.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Against his old club. Yep.
Yeah. Yazid?
I think we should do what Fergie did last time. I mean, he would play his second team at the start of the cup. If we go far, then he will start playing like the first teamers in those cup games. And I think considering the chance that we have at the moment on winning the league or competing at the top, I think Ole should rest his players and start the B team. And I would be happy if we just win 1-0. And Watford is going to be a very tricky team. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy with 1-0 win.
1-0. Kevin?
Oh, I said mine. It's 3-0. Yep. It's
Correct.
3-0.
Patrick?
I go for 3-1. Put our B team, put all the big guys on the sub as an impact player.
Interesting. B team looks strong enough. Okay, let's forget about Watford. Hopefully, let's see how it goes. We progress or not. But I guess what's the most important one, which everyone is waiting for, is the game against Burnley.
Yeah.
The Burnley game, when you win, you're the top of the league. I mean, it's not for long, it could be long, but it's been some time. So do we have enough to nick it out in Turf Moor? You know how Sean Dyche is going to line up the team? He's just going to play his rigid 4-4-2. Win for Joel.
Yeah.
Can Ole outthink Sean Dyche and get that win there?
Burnley.
Yes.
We have, let's just say, I think Burnley, the last Burnley defeated us was, I think, a couple of seasons back. I think last season, they defeated us.
Last season. Yes, last season.
Yeah, they defeated us. So, the thing is, whenever we play Burnley, I've always said this again, Burnley always turns out like a prime Spain or prime Barcelona team.
Not only Burnley, even Norwich. They decide to turn up.
Yeah.
Suddenly everyone goes to top level 5, level 99.
It just happens for me whereby it's just going to be those days. It's going to be another Wolves game, guys. We need to be very patient with Burnley. It's going to turn up like another Wolves game whereby it's going to be, we're going to try and attack. And we are going to try to bottle it here and there. But eventually we will win this. I have faith in this. I have a lot of faith in this. I feel we're going to win this 2-0. And to all the Martial haters, I think Martial is going to do that praise there.
Oh,
there you just have to look to your side. Is Dinesh? Dinesh is...
Okay. Let my turn come.
The thing is, we might be able to see a beautiful attacking lineup whereby Martial on the left, Cavani on the center, and this boy Rashford on the right. So we might be able to see this beautiful lineup, and then with Bruno on the center, Pogba and Fred. You never know. This could be a beautiful lineup to play. Bailly, Maguire in the centre back. Spider-Man at the right back, and Luke Shaw at Telles, whichever. That will be
Joel,
the great
that's the keyword. That's the keyword. The back line, right? You said just now. That's the keyword.
backline.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Telles or Shaw together with Vai, Maguire, and our own Spider-Man, AWP. That could be interestingly done.
Dinesh, what about you? Sina has gone on to say, haha, Dinesh, Marshall hater, extra donor, take it away, brother.
Okay. I mean, I'll agree with Joel in the lineup part of it, but on the top, maybe I would say Rashford, Mason, and Eddie Cavani. We need Eddie Cavani. We need Cavani. Okay. Joel, with all due respect, Eddie Cavani did not get much game time, but I've seen his quality against Southampton and a couple more games against Everton and all that. I mean, the reason why he's a legend in PSG and Napoli is because he is a proven goal scorer. Martial, with all due respect, Joel, a good player, but just lacks that enthusiasm to be a top player. You know that's what I see about Martial. I mean, against Man City, he just did not turn up. You know, but if you're going for a serious game where you really want to go for the 3 points, then you got to bring Eddie Cavani inside. I think that guy is what we need right now up there, because in the midfield part of it we are quite good. Defense a bit leaky, but we can man that up, I believe. But the attacking part of it, Rashford can't do things alone. He needs Cavani there.
Definitely. I will definitely, but I beg to differ on you, Dinesh. I know you're a huge Martial hater. I was a Martial criticizer, all right? But that boy is not a number 9. That boy is not a number 9. So we got to give him a break.
Joel, for me, I find Martial is a more of an inside forward. So playing him as a top forward.
If you play him as a left forward, that's where that boy is devilish. If you look at the games against the previous games whereby he scored a couple of goals, that goals came in from the left. His runs from the left are very good. He started with Louis van Gaal when he played from the left. So we play him on the left. Rashford being on the right side is really good. If you look at some of the goals that he scored with Pogba doing that long ball passes, Rashford is managed to hit that. With that, I said Cavani in the center. We do have a chance.
I just feel that the formation should be a 4-3-3 where Scotty, Bruno, and Paul Pogba in the middle, with Rashford, Cavani, and maybe Martial or Greenwood. I'm not sure. I think they'll do the damage. 2-0, Rashford and Bruno.
Guys, you never know. Ole might come up with a back three. Lindelof, Maguire, and Luke Shaw.
Recipe of disaster, you mean?
And then we might just lose to Burnley 1-0. You never know, man. Never know.
Exactly. Hey.
Oh my God, Joel, please touch it.
That's
All of you predicting injuries and loss, please.
Okay. Oh, Yazid, but before that, we have a comment here. Shit. Hey, Mark first. But we want 4-3-3, but Ole don't want. I guess I beg to differ. I think 4-3-3 is on Burnley game we will see. The back three will come in Anfield. That will come in Anfield. Yazid, Mark has also gone on and said that we have not lost. We win Burnley away every time since 2014. So, are you optimistic as him? Do you go for a win?
But this season is a bit okay. I think I agree with Ma in a way. Yes, I think we should be optimistic, since considering that our form away is better than home. So statistics from past seasons might be skewed, but then again, I really hope that I think I have an opinion on Cavani and Martial. I think Martial is a confidence player. He needs to build his confidence. He needs to be scoring goals to perform well. Whereas Cavani is someone who is experienced, who has done it all, seen it all. So in terms of who we should pick as our starter striker, I think it depends on the game per game basis. Remember the game against West Ham, we started with Cavani in the first 11. So what happened then was that we had no link between the midfield and also the attack. I mean, Martial is, despite not fitting the bill, he is someone who actually links up play well. So I think in a game which we need more dynamism, like the game against Burnley, I think Martial should be a handful there, because he could be linking up with the midfield, bring his teammates up top, hold up play. He's better at hold up play. So I think it's interesting to see what Ole decides. But a game against Watford, I think he should start. There's no other choice. I mean, he needs to start Martial, and then see from that game on whether he has the confidence or he has the ability to play against Burnley.
So Burnley, what's your score? What's
I
your
think
prediction?
I'd be happy with a 1-0 win until the end of the season, man. I really don't care. I just hope that we win. I mean, yeah, it will be nice if we can win more than 1 goal, 2-3 goals. But then again, I'll be happy with anything as long as we get the 3 points.
Okay. Another Manchester United win. Kevin, before you start, I mean, everyone is mentioning about Cavani to start, but shit has something else said. Cavani should not start. He should come in the second half. Fletch Cavani to finish off United. Do you think so? Or you feel that Cavani and Martial should start together? Because you attack immediately and break the confidence of Burnley from the start itself.
No, I actually agree with Seth Faris here, because I've said it in the previous episode. Actually, what Cavani and Martial gives us is that 2 different dimension for each half. We can start with Martial, and then if it's not working, we can change to a Cavani, or we can start with a Cavani, and if it's not working, we can change to a Martial. I think that's what a Cavani Martial perspective gives us. So exactly that's what Seth Faris is saying. We most probably against Burnley, we're going to face a low block team. So with that, I'm with Joel. I'm going to start with Martial, but of course, with the experience of Cavani, if it's not working out, if Martial somehow already turns out like how he played against City, we bring in Cavani, and we can have 2 different halves and we can push for the win. Yeah. So just to touch on my prediction also, Vinod, I think Manchester United against Burnley for me will be 2-0 win for Manchester United. I'm with Joel here.
Okay, that's nice. Oh, we have a comment here for Anwari. Chris Wood with a last-minute header coming straight from a corner, earning them all the important 3 points. Thank me later, guys.
This boy is the boy is the founder of Snapshot, guys. If you guys want to hunt him, just go ahead. He's a diehard gunner, guys. He's a diehard Arsenal.
Yeah, Anwari, thanks for watching, man. But yeah,
Gunner?
I think he's a gunner. I told Selena and Dinesh I had a dream.
Oh my God, not the dream again.
What's the dream? What's the dream?
Joel, you wouldn't want to know.
It was a dream. Josh Brownhill taking the free kick, coming in.
Oh man.
Chris Wood heading it, beating Maguire, and the game ending 1-0. Hopefully it's not the same story.
Before you watch the game, right, pass me a house address, bro. You'll come and
Yeah.
Hopefully the other way around. Maguire heading for our winner, last minute winner.
Yeah, that's it.
Chris Wood defending him, right? That's it. That's the way, bro.
You've asked all of us and you've told us about your dreams as well. What do you think of the game? What do you think is going to be the prediction?
Hi, Turf More. I think for this time, going for a win. I guess.
Vino, you missed out on the Watford also. Please give us both the prediction.
Watford game, I feel we might not progress because
You sound very somber, Vinod.
yeah,
we know.
but I don't think so we'll progress. But the Burnley game,
Bro, the way you say that.
the Burnley game is what I want because I want to see the team at the top. It's been too long.
7
So
years.
let's hope. Yes,
Let's do
it's
that.
been too
7
long.
years.
So even though let's hope for a win, I optimistic for a 2-0 win. But coming in from second half, hopefully Cavani to score and Jesse Lingard to score.
Vinod, I've got one question, Vinod. Your dream was in the afternoon or was in an afternoon nap, or were you like at night sleeping? That's an Indian saying, guys. Yazid, Evan and Patrick. That's an Indian saying. If an Indian actually dreams in the morning, it may come true the next day.
Oh.
Indian saying is this, yeah, it's a very old Indian thing. Vinod, I just want to know, did you dream in your afternoon nap or your when you're sleeping at night, brother?
It was afternoon nap, not at.
Oh, crap.
no. No.
They're losing Burnley, guys.
Wait, you better give us the address right now, bro. Oh God.
Hey, okay, Patrick. How?
I scoreline prediction will be 2-1. I think Burnley will score early and then they play defensive. Then we will manage to chase back 2 goals. I agreed with Joel. We should play Marshall. Cavani will be there, but Cavani. Someone I think mentioned that Cavani should come in second half later in the game so that he will feel fresh. But in Everton game, he proven that he is fit. He can play 90 minutes with a Premier League opponent. So we should put Cavani is there, but I think we should put Rashford as the impact player. We put in Greenwood. So later in the game, when they're tired, we put in Rashford in to run against them. Then we can open up them a bit. So this is my opinion.
All right. Let's hope.
Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, let's hope for the best. Let's have the best game. I mean, it's already been 1 hour and 30 minutes. We have overshot massively. Okay, guys. Any last thought before I end up for the day? I mean, it's reaching 7 p.m. too.
Yeah.
Was a good show, guys. I mean, Patrick, Kevin, Yazid, Joel, Serena, Vinod, was a wonderful show. Very emotional based show. I mean, this is how the development should be, I guess. It's always been like this, but today is with extra spice of it. Thanks, guys.
And Joel, I want to thank
guys.
you. Thanks for joining us for the show.
Thank you.
And as Sina said, Joel joined the show and somehow is turning all forward.
It's such a humble thing.
We hope to
Joel
see
of
you.
the wheel, Joel of the
We
wheel.
hope to see you more on the show.
Yes.
Well, if time permits, I'll definitely try to join you guys. But first and foremost, guys, it's such an honor, all right, to have you guys actually host the show. It's such a beautiful show. It's a beautiful startup that you guys have. So keep it up that way. Us in Snapshot, we started off small, all right. We're not big yet, but we're still grinding our bases and still hustling away and trying to make our names in Singapore as well. But with the support of guys in Malaysia and in Singapore, I think we can work hand in hand together. So for all those out there watching, please go on to FOOTYTALK.my Instagrams, like their page, their Facebook is all day. It's crippling, guys. It's cracking. Their shows are good. So Dinesh, Vinod, Serena, Patrick, Kevin, Yazid, thank you so much, guys, for having me in here.
Thank you, Joel.
And, it's such an honor to be just talking about United. But sometimes in Devil's Den, guys, just bring in some of the Scousers in. You guys would like to have some spice in here as well.
Shit,
Like my
I want to be
friend
sure too.
here.
Shit, sure. Just buzz us out. I want you to be inside too.
Yeah, bro. Please.
That voice is Scouser. Yeah, man. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Yazid, for being in the show.
Thank you, Vinod.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Vinod.
To everyone who has been watching us, the show, thanks for watching. And before we end the show, I want y'all to please like, subscribe, and follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter for more talks. And just down there, any one of you who's watching wants to be in speaker on the show, please buzz me up. Please let us know. It's a show made by the fans for the fans. Right? Devil's Den episode 5 signing off. Vinod, ciao.
Bye.